You're listening to this episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment. It would greatly benefit the show. Hello and welcome to Movie Beaters with the Farx Brothers. I'm Kirk.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Nick.
And this is spoilers for Scream 7.
It sucks.
Yeah, I think we got that.
I loved like pretty much every minute of it, but it sucks.
What does that mean? You like?
No,
is it just because Lloyd is there, or
that helps, but like, no, it's like because I was saying, like most of the individual moments work. If you carve a minute out of it, it's probably a good minute on its own.
Okay.
Like with building suspense and like, you know, the way things were framed, you had Ghostface. Like it was very different from Radio Silence, and it felt more in line with Wes Craven. I thought the direction was very solid most of the time.
You didn't feel it was a little TV versus the filmic nature that like Wes Craven has a cinema scope to him than Kevin Williamson.
What do you mean by TV? What's the TV look for movies?
Flatter, less interesting. Either composition with what's in the shot, depth of field. I think of like the way those characters are arranged on the fountain in one, and how iconic that is.
Yeah.
And there's nothing in this that like is an image other than maybe the girl hanging from the thing when she gets her guts sliced open.
Yeah, but I feel like there's not anything like that quite like that in in most of the Scream sequels. Like
and
I can't.
Wes Craven does 1, 2, and 3. Is that right?
4
and 4.
He did. Oh, he went. Yeah, 4 was his last movie. Like ever.
Yeah, that's right.
And like 4 had a fountain. Actually, God, they might have cut it. It might have only been in the trailer. There was a lot of stuff in the trailer for that movie that wasn't in the movie. But they at least shot a scene at a lookalike fountain in Michigan, because that's where they shot.
Yeah, 4. There's nothing about this movie that you could even bring to a scary movie. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like, there's nothing, because this movie doesn't suck so much that you can go, oh, that sucked. And
you
it's
mean
not
like a Wayans Brothers scary movie?
Yeah. The scary, like, because the Scream existed, and then scary movies started coming out, and they were like in conversation with one another, which was fun.
I mean, if they were gonna do if they made Scary Movie 7 next year and they did Scream 7, they'd probably use like the AI stuff. They'd probably go nuts with the AI plot device.
Which is again one of the sins of this movie is that it doesn't use AI in an innovative way. It uses it in a cheap screenwriting way that makes it convenient for the boyfriend to have done something like horrible to his girlfriend's mom by like, was he making these deepfakes of the guy that was dead? Or he was just testing it that one time?
I think you were supposed to suspect when he said, now in hindsight, knowing that he wasn't the killer, when he said, oh, I'm just testing it to see if it works, that was the truth, I guess.
And like, he's such a nothing character to me. Did he even get killed?
Yeah, no, he did. Yeah, so
later.
she whacks him, and then when she's running from Ghostface in the town square or whatever, and she's hiding behind like a sign, he shows up, and then like a minute later, they're outside the storefront, and Ghostface shows up and like kills him. And
was he the one that Ghostface sticks the knife through the ear, and the eye kind of went?
No,
funny?
that's Jimmy Tatro in the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, that I liked.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, no, like that sequence was well done. Like, cause like you had, they had little things throughout where it's like they knew your expectation and they knew how to subvert it. Like he leaves to go pee and she's standing there, and then you see the shot of, they did like a Halloween thing where the a reverse Halloween thing where you could see the mask, the ghost mask, and then it retreats in the shadow. Like Radio Silence never did anything like that. Like that's more of a, you know, like I could tell, like, oh, this is a different director. We don't know Kevin Williamson's style because he's done one feature before this. So it's like...
Teaching Miss Tingle?
Yes.
That local
with Marissa Coughlan, yeah.
Yes. Hey, Marissa.
So it's more just like, this isn't... I mean, maybe this is his style if he directs more movies, but like this feels more like what Wes Craven would have done. Like the openings...
Wait. You think this feels more like what Wes Craven would have done than either 5 or 6?
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, like, no, directing wise, not story wise. I mean, like,
okay.
Wes Craven didn't write any of these anyway, so I'm not.
But he also like he's still responsible for the final product on the screen. He's reading the scripts and he told Kevin like, no, this is gonna work and that's not gonna work.
I'm sure he had like suggestions. I don't know. I don't think there's no recorded evidence of Wes Craven making major changes to any of the stories. So this story would have been the same. And like, would Wes Craven have suggested a line be different? Sure, maybe. But would he have changed the whole story? No, I don't think.
Well, I don't think he would have directed this movie because he would have looked at the script and been like, "This is shit. I don't."
But well, I'm not sure about that because he directed a ton of shitty movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he was not afraid of a paycheck to do a shitty movie.
He's more of a director than a writer. I'm sorry, I'm not. It's kind of like Martin Scorsese, where it's like Scorsese's written like 3-4 movies.
Yeah,
kind of like Spielberg's
Wes Craven I think he did write Last House on the Left and Hills Have Eyes, but like all the stuff in between that and Nightmare on Elm Street, I don't think he wrote until Nightmare on Elm Street.
And he directs New Nightmare.
Yeah, he wrote and directed New Nightmare.
He wrote. Okay,
and he did write the initial draft for Dream Warriors. And then Frank Darabont came in and but I mean, People Under the Stairs he wrote as well. But other than that, like I can't think of anything. Right before Scream 4, My Soul to Keep was his last writing and directing effort.
Okay,
I've
never seen it. I just heard it was really bad.
Wait, do you really think a better director could have made this movie better at all?
No, I don't.
No.
That's because it's a script issue.
Yeah.
This movie, the script's bad. The moral setting under which they made this movie was atrocious, and I appreciate the argument to, she was stifled for her speech with, well, Nev Campbell got paid, so like that's not what you're saying, but I've heard people say that, and I kind of go, these two things are not equivalent. I would like to see Nev Campbell get paid for a different, better movie than this.
Yeah, but this movie, like with a better script, this could have been, like every movie is made under some sort of moral.
It's amazing they made a movie. Always, yes.
Like you could find something on any movie where it's like,
this one's in our face. It's kind of like when the government doesn't try to lie us into the war. It's like, at least try it. It's as fucking stupid as, I just killed my kid, because I killed my husband and then I felt, fuck my kid, I'll kill him.
What did you find was really stupid about Scream 7?
That Anna Camp kills her own child?
Yeah,
that was
stupid.
Dumb. Yeah, and her whole motivation.
The motive was dumb.
And just that random creepy guy. I wonder if they're introducing us to him for any reason.
The orderly, or the guy in the coffee shop who was the one who gets run
Carl?
over.
Well, Carl I assumed was a canard who turned out not to be, and then who's the guy from Empire Records? That's
Ethan Embry.
I
guess the character
the poster.
The character, well, and so is Timothy Simons. But here's the thing. Here's what I give them credit for. I think they knew what people would expect based on their track record of casting.
I did expect Timothy Simons to be involved somehow.
Yeah, because why do you cast Timothy Simons? Why do you cast Jonah from Veep as just a drama teacher with 2 scenes?
Or even Joel McHale, who gets killed and then doesn't.
Yeah,
he gets stabbed and then you find out he's alive. That's all.
Yeah.
I think they realized that, if we cast someone with a somewhat familiar face in a small role, people will spit. And we're going to do it with 2 people. We're going to do it with Timothy Simons and Ethan Embry. And I think they knew that casting McKenna Grace would be she's in a lot of stuff. We saw a trailer before the movie that she stars in. She's in a lot of shit.
And I want to see that movie. It's an Asian girl turning into a white girl.
So
apparently.
She's in a lot of stuff. I totally suspected, I was positive she was going to be a killer. For the same reason I thought Anna Camp was going to be the killer. But I think they knew to subvert those expectations, and they did so. And if they killed McKenna Grace early on, which it looked like they did from the Super Bowl. You saw her body hanging. It's that's got to be her. It'll be a fake out. But no, it got slit down the middle. Okay, that's not a fake out. Kudos to them. They fooled me.
I'm realizing how glad I am I did not watch the trailer for this movie. Because, I knew I was going to see it, so I just didn't watch trailers because I didn't want to Because last time I got by scene 2, I was like, oh, it's Dempsey. Okay, got it.
Oh, and
It's like
Thanksgiving.
the only person that makes sense based on the information I have right now is that it's that guy. Has to be a cop, so that guy. You know.
Do you mean
6?
You mean Dermot Mulroney?
Dermot. I'm sorry.
Patrick
yes.
Dempsey was Thanksgiving the same year.
Yes.
Which I guess correctly for the same reason, but yeah.
Yes, and we called it that
Yeah.
in Thanksgiving the same as we called
Yeah.
it in Scream 6,
Yeah.
and then you called half in this one. But like, it does not make sense that I got into murder because of my abusive husband, and then I killed my child. And like, was she
We
the
don't know
one
if
that?
she did it. I mean, it could have
Well,
been
she
a
was definitely she knew about it and
Yeah.
was complicit in it.
Yeah,
so.
she's complicit in her child's. That doesn't.
Maybe she's jealous of her daughter. I don't know. It could be any motive.
Her son?
No, doesn't her daughter get killed?
No, it's her son. She has the creepy son who's dating the girl of color. Right?
Or was he was flirting with her right before they all got killed.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, like the characters, I didn't care enough about the character. I cared about these characters even less than like the Scream 3 characters like sucked. But this is even worse than that.
What's the best Scream?
That's not one.
That's not one. I will still argue that 4 is the best sequel.
4? Huh?
I mean, 2 has a lot going for it. It's got some natural plot threads to pick up because you've got Cotton Weary, who was like wrongfully accused, and of course, he's gonna have feelings about being in prison. So like that's a ripe plot thread to pick up for 2. 4 is the only one that doesn't have the problem that every Scream movie has, which is the first act, not the opening, not the cold open, but the first act attack on whether it's Neve Campbell or even if you get into the Melissa Barrera era, it's the Barrera era. It's just
The Barrera era.
Nice.
Or you just say Barrera.
Barrera.
Combining Barrera and era gives you Barrera.
Era. It.
So whenever they get attacked in like the first half hour, makes no sense whatsoever. Because when you find out their plan, it would not have made sense to kill them that early. Because their plan always relies on getting them in a certain place at a certain time, and usually framing them or whatever. And so, like, well, if you had killed her in her house in the first half hour of Scream when you call 911 and Dewey shows up and all that, well, that would have ruined your plan. Were you just trying to scare her? Or what's the point? 4 doesn't have that issue because of who the killer is. I mean, she gets attacked briefly, and Emma Roberts, and
Why doesn't it make sense in 5 that Melissa Barrera gets attacked by her?
because at the end they're going to frame her they're going to frame the dad in 1.
See, I always take those things to be as like that was the plan as it existed right before we caught them, and that the plan has evolved and we don't see the evolution of the plan because we're not following the killers. Like, if we can kill her earlier, that's fine. But now we have to make a new plan because we didn't kill her there.
No, that doesn't work for Scream because they would have already kidnapped the dad, and the dad was who they were going to frame. So they were already planning the fact that they kidnapped the dad. Because if you weren't going to frame him, just let him go on his business trip. He was leaving for a business trip. That's why no one noticed he was gone. So the fact that they kidnapped him proves that that was the plan all along, to frame him. And that's why they did it on the anniversary of Sydney's mother's murder, because the story was going to be that he snapped because of that. So they were always planning to frame the dad. So it would have helped their plan fuck all to kill her in that scene when she's home alone.
These are also homicidal high schoolers, so
That's the absolute only explanation you can give it, is that everyone's just crazy and not thinking things through. But they think through plenty of other things that makes them seem competent.
I would be curious if Kevin Williamson has an argument against that. That would be, no, well, they were going to do this, and then their plan changed because of that, and then they decide to kidnap the father. I haven't watched Scream recently enough to go, Here's why you're wrong, brother.
I mean, they kidnap him they kidnap him soon enough that he never goes on his business trip. So they're kidnapping him like right away.
Sure.
And he's already kidnapped by the time they're attacking her in her house.
I almost want to bonus this one just so that I can
Scream
see
1
it.
or 7?
1. Just so that I could,
Yeah.
look at it and watch it with that in mind. Because I've had the experience of watching Scream and not knowing who the killers were because I watched it on DVD in high school.
Yeah.
And then I've had the experience of watching it knowing who the killers are and having forgotten who the killers are. I've seen it that many times that I can remember.
Well, do you go into Scream trying to find out who the killer is? I never go to these movies. It's a slasher film.
Well, they at the scene in the fountain really like states the theme of the movie. It's like it's, and they're even accusing each other. Like it steers you to think, oh, this movie is about like guessing who it is, and it's someone that we know.
And that's fun in horror movies because it adds an element to the who's gonna die next. Like I don't watch horror movies necessarily to see who's going to die, but I pretty much know like not everyone's making it out of this,
Unless you're Chad and Mindy.
Chad and Mindy, yeah.
Oh yeah, the twins who survived. Yeah.
I like either make the movie about them or have them not in this movie because this movie's so fucking disjointed with like Sydney giving like the most Neve Campbell giving such a serious performance while everyone else is having a good time around her.
Everyone else is kind of making like Anna Camp's making like a Lifetime movie.
Damn.
Yeah.
And everyone else is. I thought the acting from all the young performers, young talent was serviceable. I didn't see anything wrong with it for this type of movie. I mean, I want it better than like Tubi original. I want it better than like a streaming original, and it was. I felt like it earned its place in like mid-tier theatrical. Bottom tier theatrical is like Lionsgate shit, like with Dolph Lundgren, like that, like that. Where it's like just barely just made it past going.
There was something about this movie that reminded me of John Wick, which is Lionsgate, and I can't remember.
When you talk about stuff being flat, like that's not the direction. That's like the cinematography.
Yeah,
we're on our third digitally shot Scream now, but like they still look different than prior to 5.
Yeah,
and that's part of it. So
I buy that. I thought. Because when you asked what the best Scream was, that's not the first one. He said 4. I was going to say 5 or...
Wow, 5? But did you put those together as the worst Screams, 5 and 6?
No, the worst Screams are 6 and 7.
6, 7. Yeah.
Or maybe 2 or 3. I like what 4 has to do. I like what 5 has to do. With those gaps, I like what 1 does. I want to rewatch 2 and 3 to be honest with you because I don't remember them as well, and I know Jay and Silent Bob are in 3, so that's a motivator for me. And
I definitely think 2 is better than like 5 or 6.
I haven't watched them close enough to have the comparison, so I need to do that.
3, if you watch as a comedy, it works totally fine as a comedy.
But like this movie is like one of the worst movies we've seen this year, isn't it?
Wow, you say that?
Well, I mean, it's up against stiff competition. It's up against like Bone Temple. Yeah, I mean, it's a poor script. Like, and they spent $500,000 like just on the rewrites. So it's like,
damn.
I would not be comfortable handing in a script that was this with my name on it. I would not. I would go back and I'd rewrite the shit out of it.
For getting paid, and you got to turn it in by a deadline.
Yeah, and I'm not getting paid. Like I'm doing the same with mine, and I'm not getting paid $500,000 to do it. I'm doing it because I want to do it because I don't want to write shit.
You're making art. They're making product.
I'm making product too. Like I know the difference between art and product. I'm not just making art. I'm not just throwing fucking. I'm not just shitting on a canvas and calling it a Jackson Pollock. It's
coming from you. This didn't come from anyone's soul. This came from a bunch of different market drivers causing this movie to exist.
Sure, but that doesn't mean just because I'm writing something on spec and I don't have a bunch of people telling me what to do doesn't mean I'm not trying to be aware of like the market and like what is marketable, what's not marketable. If I do this thing, they'll make the script super unmarketable. If I throw in a hardcore sex scene that's unmotivated.
But you wouldn't do that because it's not what's best for the story you want to tell.
But
unless you were being prurient or silly.
Yeah, both things can be true though. I can be confident that I wouldn't put that in the story because it doesn't fit the story. But let's say I wanted to, but I want to also sell the script. If you look at like if you pay attention to things and like to get a sense of what's marketable and what's not marketable, and you cared about that, even if I really had a burning desire to put something in there that would make it totally taboo,
like a hard cock.
I want a 10-inch like erect penis.
Only 10?
12 is too easy because that's like a foot long. Oh, a foot long on the subway. No, like even if I had a burning desire to put that in, but I was still concerned with selling it, and I had done my research to the best of my ability, I would not put that in for marketability reasons still, even if I wanted to. So the fact that I don't want that in my script in the first place is irrelevant because I'm still, that doesn't mean I'm only doing it because I don't want it, and I'm still paying attention to like what is marketable. And that's, I mean, an extension of that is like the whole reason that you kind of follow a certain structure for a screenplay. Like if you're not trying to sell it, you don't care about structure. You don't like.
Yeah, but there's still the science of like why stories work. It's like people break it down in different ways, but you would want the story to be successful even if you didn't adhere rigidly to formal structure.
Yeah, but there's a lot of overlap between what makes a story. I mean, and also
work and structure.
That's subjective anyway. But like it is. I mean, like it's subjective. I mean, I have a specific idea of like what makes a story work, but like someone else might not have the same idea of what makes a story work for them. But there's. I mean, some basics of like conflict and like characters you care about or at least invested in seeing what happens to them, even maybe if you don't want to say I care about them, I want the best for them.
Objectively, like as it relates to this movie, we'd all agree that it's poorly written because you can't map on actual human emotions to some of the characters, like Anna Camp. Killing her, being complicit in her own son's murder, like objectively, that's bad writing. Like they didn't go into this knowing she was going to be the bad guy. It was just, oops, guess we gotta turn it to this character now, or so. I don't know, but that was bad, we know it was bad, and it was like there's a subjective element, but there is also an objective element to setup and payoff.
Yeah, I mean, like you can objectively say they never set something up, and this is in any script.
Yeah.
Like they just barely, like if we're talking about like in a Scream movie, like you're supposed to see the person. You're supposed to. It's the opposite of I Know What You Did Last Summer, where you don't see the guy until you're finding out he's the killer, or Mrs. Voorhees, same thing. Where you could almost think that's a cheat, but like. Where was I going with that? Like,
those didn't follow rigid setup and payoff, but are still considered to be good.
Well, that's true, but like, they didn't. It's true that they're still considered good, but it's objectively true that they didn't set it up. Mm-hmm. Other than like with Mrs. Voorhees, I mean, yeah, they set up. They mentioned the kid drowning. Which pays off. So it's not in the identity of the character. They do a plant and a payoff as far as a kid drowned here. Nothing that clues you into the identity of the killer because they never show you her in Friday the 13th, or him in I Know What You Did Last Summer. And And so when they almost do a thing where it's like, oh, you've seen this guy once before, in of the first 2 reveals out of 3 total in this movie, it's someone you just saw fleetingly once. So
Yeah.
like, is that a bad setup? I mean, like on one hand, it's like they're bucking the trend a little bit by making it but then I don't know. Like I think I know what they were trying to do. Like they cast someone you've never seen before as the first guy who gets run over, and then they have a very familiar, I don't want to say character actor, but maybe Ethan Embry as the next reveal. But you're supposed to be 50-50 with him and Timothy Simons. I don't know. We're getting off.
Honestly, it could be 50-50, 33 with him, Joel McHale. Like, why are we to assume it's not Joel McHale at any point?
Oh.
Like, I never assumed it was Joel McHale just because
No, I never
he's
did
boring
either.
and not interesting. And
Yeah, no, and it's just, that's just if they've been married for at least 17 years, like no, that would be.
he snapped.
Yeah,
All of a
no.
sudden, for no reason, though?
What are you going to these movies for if you're not going to play whodunit?
Well, I don't consider Scream the kind of series to go watch to see who done it. I go see it to see people get killed. I don't know.
You're watching to see people get killed?
Yeah, it's a slasher movie.
Well,
I
Scream
don't really
is supposed
care.
to be different, and
It's
but
supposed
it's it's becoming more and more like the thing that it was making fun of. But
Like a good Scream would be as good as a Knives Out. That's my bar.
something like
Yeah,
that,
but-
something like that. Yeah,
I don't know.
And instead of having something to say about society, it would be saying something about horror movie landscape in, not the same, in a subtle way versus Scary Movie, which does it in an overt way.
But I would never expect that from Scream, though. Do you expect that level of horror or elevated?
I think Scream 1 is in conversation with like Knives Out movies.
Wow.
It's as, good as, shall we say.
The first one, second one, or the third one?
First one.
Uh,
The first,
no, I mean, yeah,
Scream?
Scream compared to which Knives Out?
I'd probably go like Knives Out, Scream, Wake Up Dead Man,
Oh,
then, And I'm trying to think, would any of the Scream, maybe like Scream 4 or 5 would rank higher than the second Knives Out for me or something like that if I had to, looking at a whodunit kind of thing. And I also, like, you don't watch the Kenneth Branagh movies, the mystery Agatha Christie's, and I enjoy those, and these are all, to me, just different versions of, hey, this one's more popcorn, this one's more British, this one's horror.
yeah. I mean, it's a like a subgenre unto itself that you can tag onto a slasher movie, or you can take it onto have it just be its own thing. Like the Kenneth Branagh movies aren't slashers.
Nope.
It's just the movie just is that subgenre on its own. It doesn't. You don't have to tack it on anything. It's just the whodunit is its own genre.
Yeah.
So
Mystery movie.
yeah. So
well, any last thoughts on Scream 7 before we wrap this up?
Very bad.
fire Guy Busick. And like, what the fuck, man?
They're going to make a Scream 8. I'm going to see it, unfortunately, I believe.
Yeah, I
And
hope maybe the backlash. It probably won't, but like the backlash, maybe they'll get someone. Maybe they'll get some fresh blood or something. I don't know. I like the fresh blood. I could tell it was fresh blood in terms of the directing. I want the same with the writing.
Like, this franchise, pound for pound, sucks a lot more than Fast and Furious and John Wick and all these other things. I'm sorry. I know not for you, but, like, pound for pound,
Why?
because they do new, innovative, and creative things in enough of the John Wicks and Fast and
Sure.
Furiouses that... What?
Sure, but they got away from racing. They're not even racing anymore. They're just doing spy stuff in Fast and Furious.
If they got away from high schoolers and elevated it to something like, hey, high schoolers, college, movie business, cool, like that. They've kind of gone back to the well in a way that it's clearly dried up, and like I wouldn't have even gone to Sydney in this movie. Like, I feel like she was good. We covered her in 5. We can move on now with the other cast. But
I wouldn't have minded another Melissa Barrera entry. I mean,
yeah.
we were supposed to get to see finally. Her mom finally comes back from her business trip that lasts 3 fucking years long.
What if her mom had been captured by like Stewie's grandchildren or something? I don't know. He didn't have kids. His niece and nephew or something.
You mean Randy?
Well, Randy's niece and nephew are the good guys, but Stu. Well, we've already got Billy Loomis's daughter, right? Daughter.
That was she's
Yeah, and so could we get, Stu's nephews who kidnapped Melissa Barrera's mom a while ago?
Well, so the hang up on Stu was a big problem too. Like, I'm glad Matthew Lillard got work, but like,
oh, so you're not Quentin Tarantino?
Yeah, no, fuck that sharp chin motherfucker, dumbass.
Don't say that about Courtney Cox.
Quentin Tarantino, no, her chin's been like sanded down.
Okay.
Quentin Tarantino should go to her plastic surgeon.
Ooh.
Might look better, but like, where the fuck was I going?
Do you want to end on that, or
yeah.
Let's talk about AI and Ron's gone wrong again. No,
oh yeah, the Matthew Lillard, all the AI stuff was kind of cringe. Like, this movie wallowed too much in nostalgia. That's why it made it a fun watch at the time, but it's not gonna hold up. Like,
yeah,
probably not. No.
The last homecoming you went to, like I can kind of remember college and high school, like people who cared too much about homecoming.
Yeah,
that's what this is. It's
like too much about Scream.
But then if you like go back to your normal life and like, and homecoming was great, it's like, okay, but
this is just like this is the series that's closest to me for like what Marvel movies are to most people.
Yeah, I know, I 100% agree and understand and like it, and there are lots of things to like, and I feel like you got fucked on this one.
Yeah, because I would like to have I would like it to be a movie that I enjoy, but then didn't take a step back the next day and be like, oh, that really wasn't good. It was fun to watch. It was really fun to watch, but they did some interesting things. Like, for years I said I want to see them kill a ghost face off in like the first third of the movie and just see where that goes, or catch one of them.
Yeah, that was interesting, and then they didn't do something cool with
and all they did was use that to pave the way for a false investigative subplot that, just like Scream 3 had a very, like, that's the thing, one of the things I like about Scream 3 in hindsight was, like, the strong investigative element. But the problem is that in Scream 3 and now also in Scream 7, the investigation doesn't yield anything. Like, it gives exposition to the characters and the audience, but that exposition doesn't influence the path of the story at all.
Yeah, it's not because the characters took action that then caused the plot to move forward.
Yeah,
it's incidental
they just
to the
know
plot
it
moving
now,
forward.
so that when you find yourself in a room with Scott Foley playing old movies of your mom on a screen, you have some backstory you already know. But it also, that's fucked up. She never even met the guy before. And this is almost the same thing. She met him once because he's the orderly at the fucking place. So they get one investigative scene in this.
Fun and forgettable is the nicest thing you could say about this movie, because forgetting it is easier than thinking about it and going, no.
It's just a shame, because I think Kevin Williamson can direct well. I would like to know what his contributions to the script were and how much he was locked into what Guy Busick already wrote, but like I'll never know. But like he put together like, you know, good, decent compositions and stuff, and like
could this have been a paycheck for him?
Huh?
Could this have just been a paycheck for him? Because
I'm sure
adding to the IP is definitely going to get you some Skrilla, and then like it's going to, you know, having another entry that can be, it's kind of like our podcast.
Well,
it helps to have more episodes.
I mean, he was going to get paid for the characters created by anyway. I'm sure he wasn't going to have a writing credit if he hadn't stepped on to direct.
Yeah.
But like, he was going to get paid anyway. The movie was going to get made anyway. So
yeah,
he was going to get paid anyway. So I don't think he needed to swoop in and direct it just so the movie would get made so he could get paid. I think he genuinely wanted to direct it. I don't know, but like,
Well, I hope this plus his Vampire Diaries like money makes him feel warm at night.
I'm sure he does.
No shade. I just
yeah,
I'm pretty sure he made a lot of money on it.
You know, if they got different writers, I wouldn't mind having him back to direct Scream 8 if they had different writers. I want to see what like.
Who would I have? Sorry, go.
To write or direct.
Well, do you have an idea for either? I'm trying to think now because like Chris Landon was.
I could write a better Scream 8 taking a shit. Like, you know.
Nice. I think it's a great place to end that. Thank you for listening. For more JK Productions, find us on Instagram at JK Productions Team and on Facebook, JK Productions MN. Join us next time for another bait.